Good morning. Today, first, we are going to review what we learned thus far. Then we're going to talk about rights and responsibilities and authority. Let's start. As a review, last week we talked about what is a good citizen, why should you be a good citizen, who can be a good citizen, when and where can you be a good citizen. We answered all of these questions. We know that someone who tries to make the world a better place is a good citizen. We should be a good citizen so that we can all be happy. We can all be citizens. We can be great citizens anytime, anywhere. You can be alone or with other people. You can be at home or at school or in your community. We can all be great citizens. Let's talk about how can you be a good citizen. And we read a book about this a little bit last week. You can be a good citizen by being responsible, honest, compassionate, and respectful. You can be responsible by doing what you're supposed to do. Be honest by telling the truth and always doing what's right. Show compassion by thinking of how others feel and trying to make them feel better. And by showing respect by treating others the way you want to be treated. A good citizen does the right thing even when no one is looking. Let's learn about rights and responsibilities. What is a right? A right is something a person is able to have or do no matter what anyone else says. For example, you have the right to drink water. This is one of your human rights to survive. What is a responsibility? A responsibility is something that you have to do or is a task you should complete. For example, one responsibility in your home might be to take your shoes off before entering the house. If you decide to walk in and not take your shoes off, that would mean you are not being responsible. The responsible thing to do would be taking your shoes off at the door. Excellent. Let's look at some more examples of our rights. You have the right to say what you think, even if no one else agrees with you. You have the right to be treated fairly and the same as everyone else around you. You have the right to ask questions when you do not understand something. You have the right to eat and drink to sustain life. These are examples of your rights. Now let's look at some examples of your responsibilities. You have the responsibility to work hard and finish your work at home and at school. You have the responsibility to be polite and respectful to yourself and others, even when you're upset. You have the responsibility to follow rules, even when you are alone. You have the responsibility to make good choices to stay healthy. Again, these are some of your responsibilities. We have many more responsibilities and we have many more rights. These were just some examples. Every citizen has rights and responsibilities. Let's go over a couple to practice to see if this is your right or it's your responsibility. We're going to put a check if it's your right in the box that says right, and we're going to put a little check if it's your responsibility inside this box. At home, all you do is you give your answer. You can say right or responsibility, and I'll put the check for us, okay? For example, keeping your desk clean. Is that your right or is it your responsibility? You guessed it. It is your responsibility. It's kind of like your job, something you need to do. Number 1, ask the teacher how to solve a problem. Is that your right or is it your responsibility? You guessed it. It is your right. You have the right to ask the teacher how to solve a problem. You have the right to ask questions. Excellent. Let's read number 2. Keep quiet while walking through the halls. Is that your right or is it your responsibility? You guessed it. It is your responsibility to keep quiet while walking through the halls because it's considerate and we don't want to disturb other people that are working. Number 3, play on the swings instead of the monkey bars. Is that a right or a responsibility? Yes, it is your right to choose whether you want to play on the monkey bars or on the swings or somewhere else. Those are your rights. Number 4, Be friends with anyone you choose. Is that a right or a responsibility? You guessed it. It is your right to choose who you want to be friends with. Excellent. Use nice words like please and thank you. Right or a responsibility? Yes, those are your responsibilities. You are responsible to say please and thank you and have kind manners. Number 7, have a chance to explain yourself. Is that your right or is it your responsibility? Yes, it is your right. You have the right to explain yourself. Number 8, turn in something that does not belong to you. So if you found something that doesn't belong to you, is that your right to turn it in or is it your responsibility? Excellent. It is your responsibility to turn something in that does not belong to you. Number 9, take your turn in a game. Is it your right to take your turn or is it your responsibility? Absolutely. It's your right. You have the right to have a turn in a game. Absolutely. Number 10, the last one here. Complete and turn in your homework. Is that a right or a responsibility? You guessed it. It is your responsibility to complete and turn in your homework. Excellent. Let's look at 3 different scenarios. There is trash on the floor. What might be some responsible things to do? I agree with you. I think one responsible thing to do would be to pick it up. As an optional assignment, write a response to this question. Or you can just talk about it with a family member. Your friend is upset. What might be some responsible things to do? How can you show compassion? Your room is a mess. What might be some responsible things to do? I agree with you. Cleaning it up would be really, really responsible. All right, let's move on and talk a little bit about authority at home. What is authority and who has it at home? The person or people in charge are the people who have authority. Think of the people who live with you at home. Are there 1 or 2 people that are in charge of the others? What is their responsibility? The person or people in charge have a responsibility to make sure others are doing what they're supposed to do. People that have authority at home can help you decide if you should do certain things on your own or with their help. Let's look at some examples. Clean my room. Is that something you should do alone? Or is that something you need help from an authority? Yes, that is something you can do alone. You probably don't need help from an authority. Number 2, decide when bedtime is. Should you do that alone? I agree with you. No, it's a good idea to get help from an adult, an authority figure, to decide when your bedtime should be. Number 3, start my homework. Yes, absolutely. You can do this alone and on your own. Number 4, sign my field trip permission slip. You guessed it. No, you should get help from authority. And the last one here, number 5, make the rules. Should you make the rules alone? No, it's a good idea to make the rules with the authority figure in your home. Excellent job, you guys. How about at school? Who has authority? Remember, if someone has authority, they are in charge. We are going to read these sentences and we're going to think if they are true or false. If they are true, I'm going to put a little check. And if they are false, we're going to put a little X next to the sentence, okay? Number 1, my teacher is a person of authority. Yes, your teacher is a person of authority. It's your teacher's job to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and keeping you safe. Number 2, if a student who's bigger than me tells me what to do, I have to do it. False. False, absolutely. No, you do not have to listen to anyone just because they're bigger than you. They have no authority over you. Number 3, I can tell other students what to do if I think I'm right. Can you tell other students what to do? Do you have authority over them? Are you in charge of them? No, that's false. Excellent job. You are only in charge of yourself. Number 4, a bully is someone who wants to have power and authority over others. True, that's what bullies want. They want to have power and authority over you, but they don't. Excellent. Number 5, I should tell my teacher if another student is bullying me or others. Is that true? Should you tell a teacher? Be brave, be bold. A teacher must be told. Absolutely, you should tell your teacher, you should tell your parents, you should tell your principal. Absolutely. Number 6, if a bully makes fun of me after I tell him to stop, I should bully him back. True or false? Should we bully someone back? Absolutely not. Excellent choice. Number 7, a bully is a person of authority. Remember, authority is someone who is in charge. Is a bully a person in charge? No, absolutely not. They are not in charge. Number 8, I should listen to my teacher and do what she says. True or false? I hope you said true. You should absolutely listen to your teacher and do what she says because she or he is there to help keep you safe. The end. See you tomorrow. Bye.